So I'm your host, Kelvin Daly, and I thank you for joining us once again.
Join the conversation.
I looked at it on Facebook and I read the speech and I'm trying to find out what is the commitment to renal failure in Nevis, and I'm yet to find it.
Be a part of the debate.
What he needs to do is to allow the people to do their work in accordance with the relevant legislation, and he must not overreach, because when he makes those suggestions, he is in a sense misleading the population here.
Speak your mind. Defend your country. Call in. Numbers to call: 869-669-7312. That's 869-669-7312 or 917-460-2187. That's 917-460-2187. On target here on 2020 Vision Radio every Saturday from 1 to 3 p.m. On target. Be a part of it. On target.
So I'm your host, Kelvin Daly, and I thank you for joining us once again.
Join the conversation.
I looked at it on Facebook and I read the speech and I'm trying to find out what is the commitment to renal failure in Nevis, and I'm yet to find it.
Be a part of the debate.
What he needs to do is to allow the people to do their work in accordance with the relevant legislation, and he must not overreach, because when he makes those suggestions, he is in a sense misleading the population here.
Speak your mind. Defend your country. Call in. Numbers to call: 869-669-7312. That's 869-669-7312 or 917-460-2187. That's 917-460-2187. On target here on 2020 Vision Radio every Saturday from 1 to 3 p.m. On target. Be a part of it.
The views and opinions expressed on this program are strictly those of the participants and do not represent those of 2020visionradio.com or its advertisers.
Let us put our hands together for Papa Wheeler.
Suicide bomber, bring it down to shout for me. I want them to roar, boy, roar for me. Anything you want, you go get, boy. I'm mixing up the soca with some Hindi and some rumba, chutney and lavandera. I did not necessary, boy. Fiscal lips a mercenary. Bring it up to shout for me. I want it to roar, boy, roar. me. Maintain your impulso. Total zombie and beater. Take it away.
Local fans decreasing.
Why? By the numbers they keep dropping.
No, but they don't
Shout no more. Like they used to shout before.
Boy, disgruntled fans they crumbling about promised songs. Fail on delivering. Boy, start song and can't finish it.
It's standard English, singing stupendous nonsense.
Why don't you sing a song and dance again?
Tell me what happened to me fair share. When the money disappear.
Ooh yeah, boy.
Stuart, if it question here.
Bringing them to shout for me.
I wanted to roll, boy, roll for me.
I'm gonna be rocking down the complex.
Yes, leave the no crown the king. Boy, I do we like the doctor. Placing their campus suicide bomber.
Bringing them to shout for me.
I wanted to roll, boy, roll for me.
I'm gonna be mashing up the complex.
Yes, if they don't prove it, king, boy, I do it like the doctor. Placing their campus suicide bomber.
Boy, bringing them to shout for me.
I wanted to roll, boy, roll for me.
Anything you want, you go get. Boy, I'm mixing up the soca.
With some Hindi and some rumba, chutney and lavandera.
I didn't know necessary.
Boy, we got lips of mercenary.
Bringing them to shout for me.
I wanted to roll, boy, roll for me. Maintain your impulso, todo zombie and Peter.
Boy,
Take it away.
I'm gonna be chartering airlines.
See bridge and see taxi. Bringing them to shout for me. I want them to roar, boy, roar for me. You don't know.
You got to spend big money.
If you wanna win monarchy,
I go got the diaspora.
420 in my corner, boy. Share the life, boy.
Press like, subscribe, sharing.
All here the diaspora's king.
Your kingdom is knocking down your airport.
Knocking down Brooklyn doggers with
Hospital walls.
training geothermal.
Let the Jewish people sing the song. These Hebrew boys don't understand.
Begging them to
Loud for me.
I want to roar, boy, roar for me.
Rocking down the complex.
Yes, if they don't throw me king, do it like the doctor, president, campus, suicide, bomber.
Bringing them to shout for me.
I wanted to roar, boy, roar for me.
Anything you want, you go get.
Yes,
I'm mixing up the soca.
with some Hindi and some rumba. Chutney a la bandera. ID no necessary. Fiscal lips are mercenary. Boy, bring it to the show for me. I want it raw for me. Vente del impulso. Corazón bien mira. Kick the momentum. Everybody is welcome. Thank you.
Papa Wheeler.
Good afternoon, and welcome to another edition of On Target. And as usual, on a Saturday afternoon, I'm your host, Kelvin Daly. And so far, I'm alone because Tulu just messaged and said he's caught in a rainstorm that suddenly appeared. And he's at the funeral of our dear sister who passed away some few weeks ago, Mrs. Pemberton. And so he is there giving his condolences, sharing his condolences with the family of Jareem, her husband, left to mourn, and the kids, and the rest of the family. So from us in the studio, we wish, of course, all those who are mourning the loss of this beautiful young lady, the mother and husband, and wife, of Jareem Pemberton, Sharina. We wish everybody speedy recovery from your pain and suffering from this tragic loss. All right, so Tulu will be long just as the rain eases up, and Danny, of course, will be in as soon as his class lets out. And so far, I'm the only person in studio, but it's okay. We will make fun of it. But let me say first, good afternoon to all those who have joined via FM, YouTube, Twitch, and of course on the Facebook feed. And if you're near or far, welcome to each and every one of you. You could have spent your Saturday elsewhere doing everything else, but you chose to sit down or walk around and listen to us as we try to shine the bright light of scrutiny on the events that's happening here on Nevis. All right, so let me first pay homage to those persons who made podium, and then the rest will follow. Back on top, my good buddy Jetty Taylor. He's been off the podium for some time, but he is back on top, number one. Followed closely by the good lady over there, Judy Cornelius Webb, from the Judy Cornelius Webb estate. She's number two. Daldria Penny, my number one fan down there on St. Kitts. She's number three. And over there in Oklahoma, the man who has been in the top 5 for some time now, Kitchen King. Never misses a class and running the top 5. The lady who was once on top is now on the number 5 position. LCQ, Loretta Clark Creeley, up there in Florida. And so that's the top 5. And then right after that, we have the beautiful lady Lydia Paris from Craddock Road, Oral Joseph, and Rhonda Brown down there on St. Martin. Go down to Rhonda. And we have up there in the great state of Virginia, Ingrid Daniel Farrell. She's right in the mix. Gigi Williams Keat is in there, and so is my good friend Olivia David. She is in the house. And Cecile Hobson out there in Cotton Ground, St. Thomas's. She is with us, and so is Laurette Wharton, Paul Pemberton, and Pat Brooks. Glad to have you all. And of course, the best dressed man on Nevis, who does not or ever owned a pair of Bata joggers. Patty Patterson is with us. Ermin Farrell is in the house, and so is Jeanette, the beautiful lady Tyson. She is in the house. How is Charles? I hope he's doing well. And of course, Annette Morton up there in the US. She is with us. And so is Miller Lawrence and Michelle Liebert up in Canada. Gemini Nisbet, who was a long-time resident of Canada but was now moved back home to St. James. So good afternoon to you, Gemini. I hope you're doing well. Burl, the man Jones, is from Cotton Ground, St. Thomas's, I believe, so he's in the house. And Simeletta Ovaltine Jeffers is with us, and so is Marcella Barbecue. BQ Jones is in the house. Charlene Jeffers, she has dropped way down the leaderboard. I don't know what happened to Charlene these days, but she's all good. Once you're in class and you register your name, that's good enough for me. Norma Jean down there on St. Martin, she is with us. And who else do we have so far? I think that's it for now. Oh, Jessica Lewis over there. Neaty down there in St. Thomas is with us. And Catherine France. Carl, the maestro Ambrister is with us. And Chiquita Jackson McKinnon. I've never seen that name before. If you choose to, you can say, well, who on Nevis you're related to, if you're on Nevis, if you're not on Nevis, or if you don't want to sit back in class and be anonymous, that's fine too. But we try to know everybody in class. So Chiquita Jackson McKenna, I like that name. A banana, a president, and a almost president McKinnon. All right. So we got the persons named. All right. So the rain has stopped. The sun is back out. So I guess the devil finished beating his wife, they say. All right. So yesterday, unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, let me begin right. Yesterday, I was on a radio broadcast out of the UK called the Baobab Tree. And it's a political show, or commentary. And so, unfortunately, the link that they shared with me, a lot of persons here on Nevis weren't able to access that link, and I don't know why. And so, but it was a good broadcast. I had fun with it. The persons were the host was quite enthusiastic about what's happening here on Nevis regarding the SSZ. And so we were able to share what we know here with them, and they were quite amazed that the level of treasonous behavior by those who said that they are our leaders. They were outraged. I mean, the comments on the feed were tantamount to treason, and these guys should be dealt with at the polls seriously. All right. So it was a 2-hour program. I mean, we touched everything about the SSC, and you'll be surprised how little information has gotten out to the UK regarding this SSC garbage. All right, so we hope to repeat that, and hopefully next time we'll have a better link to share with the listeners here on Nevis. And I do apologize for that. I don't know what really happened. All right. Yeah. I know I have not been given permission by persons, but I want to thank a few persons who in the last week or so have been very generous with their offerings to support On Target, and in fear of them chastising me next time they see me, I'll still do it anyhow, because I believe persons should be recognized for their generosity no matter what it is. All right? So let me say thanks to Miguel Mills. He would have donated some money towards On Target. And we have Nurse Farrell. Yesterday she would have made a donation. And another beautiful nurse Angela Hanley, now retired, she would have made a donation. And my queen, Olivia David, she sent a whole barrel for us in St. Paul's. And a special package was for me, which I'm using all the time, the pens and the notebooks, and, I ain't going to tell her everything in there because I ain't going to come begging me, and I ain't got none to give. But Olivia, thank you, darling. I always meant to thank you, but it keeps slipping me. And today I'm just going to make it up to you and say thank you very much. Iron the door, I'm passing by after the show. If you're listening to me, I haven't seen you on the board yet. But if you're listening to me, then I'll pass by after the show to collect the items for the New to You sale, which is scheduled for the 21st of this month in the usual spot, the 22nd, of this month, right there by the old customs building. We are waiting confirmation from the police that we can indeed carry out that New to You sale on the 22nd of this month. So, and Iona will be looking out for you, or look out for me around maybe 3:30 when we leave the studio. All right. Okay. So that is by way of notice, but a few other persons have joined the conversation here. Let me see who they are. Oh, Chev Jeffers Lewis. She is with us. How are you, Chev? I hope you're doing well. And somebody else. No, nobody else so far. I guess a lot of persons are at the funeral. It was a massive funeral for Shirley. I hate to call her by her first name, Mrs. Pemberton. All right. So I guess persons will be along once the funeral is finished. I just saw Hildred Davis over there in Montserrat Village, and she just clocked on. All right. So good afternoon to all of you. All right. Let's get started. I would have mentioned the fact that we have a new to you sale scheduled for the 22nd, and therefore an appeal again is extended to all those who want to make a contribution. You'll be surprised how grateful persons are to get a discount on very good items that they use for the households, for the children, for themselves. So if you have something in your household you're not using, household items, pots, spoons, knives, forks, whatever it is, toiletries, whatever it is, if you simply want to buy something and donate it so you can sell it on to somebody else, we'll be glad to do such a thing. All right? We got a call coming in here already. Let's see who it is. Good afternoon, your target.
Hi, good afternoon, Dr. Lily. I kind of joined late, but before we start the show, I just want to wish my second son, Kelvin Jr., a happy 20th birthday tomorrow when he comes, and hope that he lives to see many, many more. From Kelvin Wilkin.
All right, well, normally when we have birthday greetings, you will have to sing, So I don't know if you want to sing. I would sing with you if you choose. You just go lead off and I will follow you. You just lead off and I will follow you.
So,
happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Thank you, sir. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right, then. So, to Mr. Wilkin, may you live to be 101 and us 101 minus a day so we don't have to see you go. May God continue to bless you with good health, strength, and, of course, wealth. All right. Okay. Okay. Glenn McKinnon is watching. All right, Glenn McKinnon. And we were trying to sing together, but there's a slight delay, and so we're a little bit off. But it's okay. The intent is good. The intent is really good. So I wish the gentleman a happy birthday. And Chef Jeffers Lewis is saying, boy, me, you got such big picnic. That means you're juicing a long time. You were juicing since you're 5. Let me stop. Okay. Now, by way of announcement, the PAM political party, the People's Action Movement down there on St. Kitts, will be having a town hall on Thursday, 6:30. Thursday the 13th at 6:30 at OOJ's, OOJ's at 6:30, OJ's Commercial Complex, and they will be talking about everything that has to do with the SSZ, including any matter regarding constitutionality. So the lawyers, let me make it straight, the lawyers of PAM will be hosting a very important discussion regarding the constitutionality of the SSZ Act down there at OOJ's Commercial Complex, 6:30 on Thursday. Don't miss it. Don't miss it. You have a right to know what's going on in your own country. All right? So I do thank the attorneys of PAM for being so thoughtful in ensuring that this information gets out to all and sundry. It's not just for PAM. It's for anybody who wants to attend to hear the opinions of those lawyers regarding the constitutionality of the SSZ Act. All right? I'm biting off my tongue. All right. Okay. I tell you, this girl, LCQ, is something else. She don't miss a beat. Anyway, I heard about it. I'm sorry I didn't get the tape in time, but I saw it late. And I really wanted to share with you because the Prime Minister was on the Freedom with Jamie. I think it was Friday. And she was questioning him about the SSD and Destiny. And the Prime Minister said, I don't know what's wrong with these people. The Prime Minister said, I have not seen the Destiny project. I've heard about it. It's out there, but I have not seen it. Jesus wept. You can't make this stuff up. You cannot make this stuff up. And then you wonder, or he should not even wonder after such a statement, why people call him July. I mean, you are creating this aura, similar to what Brantley has created for himself, that everything you said, you people are having objections to because they don't trust anything you say. It's unfortunate that we have a prime minister and a premier, both of whom now have become monumental liars in the eyes of the people. We have never had this before. We have had persons who, might be a little bit hyperbolic, whatever it is, but we have never had a situation where the heads of our country, the heads of our parliament, the heads of our cabinet are being labeled as liars. It is something we have never seen. And so I find it incredible that the Prime Minister, with his own words, yesterday, going to say, I have not seen the Destiny project. Well, either he's lying or he's being negligent. I don't know which is worse. Because if this thing has been beating down the airwaves since the law was passed on August 11th, and since he was the one who made free copies available, 100 copies available, of the SSD Act, handing them out on Church Street to all and sundry, sending some to Nevis to the federal office to be handed out. All of the conversation that has been consuming the oxygen about the SSD, and the Prime Minister is saying to us in this country, I have not seen the Destiny project. It's out there, but I have not seen it. The big reveal that was held in October by the Destiny creators, the video, the AI video, Mr. Prime Minister, you have not seen that. Is that what you're trying to tell us here in the Federation, that you have not seen that video? Well, I'll put the Ivor Stevens rule towards you. If you did not know, you ought to have known. Because you should be making yourself aware of every single aspect of this SSD nonsense. Like everybody else is hungering to know everything about it. I've been on 3 broadcasts in the last 2 weeks. One in Barbados, one in the UK, and one in St. Thomas. And you are saying to know everything about it. Yes, sir. Good afternoon. I've been on
Dr. Daly, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
The only thing these guys are good at is playing with people's minds, because if you took that question to the Prime Minister right now, he will say to you that the SSD, the zone law, has nothing to do with Destiny. That's why he hasn't seen it. He also said at one point in a conversation he had on one of the stations that he has nothing to do with lands in Nevis. So he's going to tell you that he hasn't seen it. And this has just been a game, as you rightly put it. They are pretending not to understand what the problem is. And the big, big problem is that people don't trust them. The whole way this thing was orchestrated and came up. Remember, our premier told a young lady at a town hall meeting that he doesn't respond to rumors. Mm-hmm. And these rumors were out there for 2 years. Lands were being sold for 2 years. things were happening. People had been paid deposits. People had also been told the deposits were going to an escrow. And he knows nothing about it, remember?
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden it went to Sinkits, to the parliament to be passed. So what they're telling you, and the other thing is, I find interesting, maybe it's right, he doesn't know anything about Destiny, because even Destiny, weren't we told that there were 3 hotels that were going to be coming, Dr. Daly?
Yes.
Okay. When Destiny put out their stuff, do you see 3 hotels there?
I didn't see any hotels.
Okay. That's the whole thing about the whole information, and the players in this information makes absolutely no sense. They say one thing today, one thing tomorrow, one thing next week. But I'll tell the Prime Minister something. He is going to lose big time the people of Sinkits and Nevis's trust. If he may have already done so, but if he continues this, he will have lost the people of Nevis's trust.
All right.
And the people of Sinkits are now having town halls. You see what's happening?
Mm-hmm.
Because there's chatter that some of these zones may be coming to Sinkits. Now, I asked a question of a minister in the Nevis Island government the other night about where exactly is the zone, because up to now, Dr. Daly, help me out if you know. Where does the zone start?
Well,
where does it finish?
Well, if we are to believe what Eric said, Eric Evelyn, the deputy premier, he said the zone starts at Long Point and ends at the western edge of the fruit orchard over there at Indian Castle.
Okay, so Eric knows, but his other ministers of government don't know that, it seems.
They all know.
And,
they all know. They all know, but they're choosing carefully to disclose nothing. And Eric let it out the bag. I don't think he really wanted to, but he was pushed by a questioner, and he let it slip. That is the entirety of the zone.
Listen, this thing is going nowhere, and it would be no one else's fault but those who brought it to us in the first place.
All right.
They were they did it. But I guess, what are we looking for with management from them? They haven't managed anything properly.
All right.
They haven't managed anything properly. So we're expecting them to bring this. You're invited to a town hall meetings, and you walk out of the town hall meeting almost 3 hours later with your questions not answered. And that is the big crux of the problem right here with this whole thing.
All right.
Thank
you very much.
I'll continue listening. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. All right. So the Prime Minister has avowed that he does not know anything about Destiny. I see my good friend Dalje Dalpenny, who is she is kind of declaring the Prime Minister as an honorable man. I'm not questioning his honor. But he's not making it easy for a person to trust what he says. If you are going to say to a nation of people, 50,000 people, that you do not know what Destiny is all about, you have not seen the project, then you're delinquent in your responsibilities. You have passed legislation to enable the creation of Destiny. We agreed the SSC is not Destiny. SSC makes possible the creation of Destiny. And so that process of creating that legislation would have made you think, Mr. Prime Minister, what is coming next? What is the nature of the development? What are we talking about here? Mark Brantley would have appraised you of the full extent of what this person would have done or planned to do. So when you tell people like me or anybody who's listening, even those persons who adore you and represent and respect you, when you say something this outlandish that you have no idea, you have not seen the project document, or you have no knowledge of Destiny, you are making it very difficult for your supporters, Mr. Prime Minister, to defend you, to defend your name, to defend your office. Because, like I said, this project has been eating up every single molecule of oxygen for weeks on end. You yourself, Mr. Prime Minister, have been questioned many times. You were at a town hall at NEMA with your AG talking about the SSZ legislation. And to come after all of that and say you have no knowledge of destiny, you are making it almost impossible, Mr. Prime Minister, for persons to trust anything you say going forward. I suggest you walk that back. I suggest you reframe that answer you gave, because it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. All right. So that is what so that what. All right. I have a clip I want to share with you along the same vein. Where is it here? I want you to listen to this very carefully.
And the decision to sit with the people to discuss the SSZ and seek ways in which I can strengthen it based on the principles of maintaining our sovereignty, making sure our constitution is not encroached upon, and making sure any agreement that is so major must come to the parliament. That if there is room to tighten it up, I am willing to tighten it up. Because that is what the spirit of the whole legislation is about. So if the AG is listening, if there's room to tighten it up, AG, please, I have confidence in you. Let us tighten it up so that our people can always be protected. And lastly, to really thank the St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party, because without this great party, the oldest party.
So the Prime Minister is saying he doesn't know anything about the destiny, but he wants his AG to tighten up the legislation. Mr. AG, please, if you're listening, tighten up this legislation. Tighten it up, tighten up, tweak it. Tighten the legislation. You know, but not even a plastic surgeon can tighten this here. You understand? This needs trying out. Not even a plastic surgeon in Brazil who are so skilled with tightening up things and adding things, BBLs and all kind of things. Not even them can tighten up this legislation, Mr. Prime Minister. All right? So I don't know what magic you expect the AG to do, because the areas that need tightening are so vast, and we'll get to them in a minute, but they're so vast. This whole thing needs to be thrown out, not tightened up. Let's take this call here. Good afternoon, you're on target.
So, Jerry, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
We are saying that Dr. Drew is a doctor. Mm-hmm. But the way how Dr. Drew is operating right now, he needs to be in a mental institution. Yeah? Something is wrong with that guy. Yes? And it is not a laughing matter. We are like, I don't even know what to call it. We have an idiot Premier Nevis, and Mr. Junior is even worse than Mark. The kind of stuff that is going around about the AG, we've seen it for ourselves. All over social media, his behavior, arrogant, foolish, just like Mark. I know the Prime Minister coming with this. Eh? How can a Prime Minister be talking like that if the AG is listening? So you don't have meeting with the AG. You're not supposed to call a meeting with the AG and take it to Parliament and tell AG, look, we have to reverse this or we have to change that. You're going to come up and say, if he's listening, these people taking people for fool and making a mockery out of St. Kitts Nevis. You understand? And if the people don't get serious and rise up and remove all them, crap, like they say, crap, smoke your pipe and dog eat our meat. Good afternoon.
Thank you very much for that. It's kind of hard to accept these things as is. I would have posted on my Facebook. I was looking for it here on my board. We got a call coming in. Let's take the call there. Let's see is on the line. Good afternoon, on target.
Afternoon, Dr. Daly.
Good afternoon.
Please help me here with something.
Uh-huh.
Has the legislation already been signed into law?
Yes, it is.
So who signed it?
Well, the Governor General would have signed it.
Oh. So the Prime Minister would not have seen it before?
Of course he would have.
Well, this is just pure nonsense. Why do you think that was stupid?
Yes, they actually do.
Okay.
I'm ashamed to say that they actually do, that our leaders believe that we are dumb.
Thank you for enlightening me.
Thank you. All right. You can only come to one conclusion. And as terrible as it sounds, I mean, you either believe we are not intelligent, meaning that we are stupid, or somehow we're not listening to make commentary on what you say. So, I more believe they believe we are stupid. As incredible as that sounds, all evidence is pointing to that unfortunate occurrence. All right, so I was saying to you that the Attorney General would have taken great lengths to try to throw the President and the Bar Association under the bus regarding proofing the SSC legislation before it was passed. And so he would have taken great pains to say, don't look at me. We would have engaged the bar in the past, and they did not help, and therefore perhaps I did not see the need to submit to them this very, very important SSC bill. And last week we took some time in discussing the response by the bar president, Mrs. Marchant, but then this week the bar would have officially responded in an open letter to the AG, which I feel compelled to read into the record. Not a very long letter, but it's very pointed. And so forgive me while I read it to you, because those persons who are not on social media and strictly get the news from the radio, then it's important that they hear what the president of the bar, Ms. Caroline Marchant, had to say. All right? Oh, shucks. Where is it now? Okay, I think I have it here. Yes, here it is. Forgive me because the print is really small and my eyes are not the best. All right? My eyes are not the best, but I will try my best to read it to you. And Tulu just came into the studio, so he can perhaps help me read it, because, like I said, my eyes are terrible. Okay, here it is. Response to recent comments by the Attorney General on the Bar Association's role in the review of draft legislation. And it reads, the St. Kitts and Nevis Bar Association notes with concern recent public sentiments made by the Honorable Attorney General Garth L. Wilkin, suggesting that the association has failed and or neglected to provide comments on draft bills passed by the National Assembly during his tenure as Attorney General. The association categorically refutes these assertions. The Bar Association has, on several occasions, formally requested from the Attorney General copies of all draft bills so that the association may review and provide input prior to the bills being made law. This standing request has been maintained as a recurring agenda item at every meeting held between the Bar Association and the Attorney General since he assumed his position in 2022. This policy of engagement by the Bar Association has produced tangible results in the past. For example, upon request by the Attorney General's Chambers on 7th of February, the association submitted detailed written comments to the Attorney General on both the Anti-Corruption Bill and the Integrity in Public Life Amendment Bill on the 28th of August 2024. The Bar Association received a request from the Attorney General's Chambers for comments on the voluntary bill of indictment. First reading was held on 5th of July 2024, and the judge alone trials bill first reading was held on 1st of August 2024. The association was asked to submit comments by September 6, 2024, that is 9 days after the bills were provided. Although these bills were circulated to the General Bar for feedback, the very short time frame allowed meant that no consolidated comments could be submitted before the deadline provided. Since that time, oh man, I lost my spot here. Where was I to? Oh, see, since that time, the bar has not received anything from the association. All right. The association reiterates its long and consistent record of contributing constructively to the development of law and policy in St. Kitts and Nevis. The Bar Association has always offered detailed professional feedback on draft legislation when such bills are circulated for comment in a timely manner by the relevant authorities. All right. So what she went on to say that the bar has not received any communication regarding the SSC at all from the AG's chambers. And we said that last week, but you now have it in print from the official mouthpiece, the bar themselves. All right. So Tulu, good afternoon. Let me type your mic here. How are you, sir?
Good afternoon, my brother. I'm doing pretty good. Good afternoon to our viewing and listening public. We're happy to have you again on another Saturday afternoon. You could have been doing something else, but you're tuned into what is taking place on our island and in the country on a whole. Dr. Daly, I was intrigued by the comments that you attributed to the Prime Minister. Basically, he knows nothing about destiny. I'm surprised, and the reason why I'm surprised is that the Prime Minister is one of the individuals who was telling us that this project will be good for the country. It's good for the Federation. Well, how could you tell me that something is good when he knows nothing about it? So the Prime Ministers do not know. The Premier does not know. They're making up things as they go along. And if there's ever time that the people of the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis should be outraged, is at this stage where the Prime Minister would have taken a bill to Parliament, passed it in Parliament, it was gazetted into law, so it stands in his name. And now he's coming to tell us that he do not know what it's all about. It's like the Deputy Premier of Nevis is saying that I do not know about these investors, who they're going to be, whether they're going to be Americans, whoever they're going to be, I don't know. The other Minister of Government, Troy Labor, is saying, we have not vetted these people, we do not know. So they're asking us to buy into something, and they are selling it to us. But when we ask in question, they have no answer. It's the very same thing that goes back to the Premier's wife. Up to today, I was in Gingerland, had a conversation between the funeral service. And one person in the conversation, they're saying that when asked, approach about their lands, and they ask, what you want it for? She don't know. So she don't know. The Premier do not know. The Prime Minister do not know. The Deputy Premier do not know. The Minister of Education do not know. So who knows? But yet we must buy into it. People, these people are taking us for a ride.
Let's take this first call. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Target.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I am not surprised what the Prime Minister said because his personal advisor, my good friend Art in Edinburgh, says he don't and he don't want to see it.
Oh, Jesus.
So he just said he was not advised.
He was not advised.
I mean, could you imagine that? I don't want to see nothing. Because I usually engage him, you know.
Mm-hmm.
We're not enemies. Because, I mean, whatever he says, I know the facts and the stats.
Mm-hmm.
So I will call him and correct him and correct our people. No enmity at all.
But why do you think, Carla, why do you think he went down that road to say he doesn't know anything about it?
But it doesn't make sense. What kind of road is that? If you're going to be a personal advisor, personal, you understand?
Mm.
We would expect him to get as much information and pass it on to the Prime Minister.
Mm-hmm.
But you see, if you're in a leaky boat, you know you're in trouble.
True.
All right then, take care.
Thank you very much.
So the chief advisor to the Prime Minister do not know, and he do not care to know.
That doesn't excuse you.
No.
Let's go to the phone again. Good afternoon, on Target. Good afternoon, on Target.
If Mark Van Leyen know, and the minister there may know, who we must blame? Who bring it down here and accept it in the federal house?
Well, is the Prime Minister say he don't know, you know, not Mark?
Well, he's saying that all the time. He said, the first time I hear him talk daily, when he been asked about this SSD, he said he ain't know about it, and he ain't want to get into it, but he still reaching the federal house and he endorse it. I mean, these people is just so crazy. Well, he in Colombia today, you know. He in Colombia today. But I hope he stay in Colombia. I hope he stay in Colombia. Because if they think the bad, call election. Sometime in fellas, the election soon. You could imagine you're going to cruise in Bastille, Carnival Cruise Line. And it look like nothing doing down here. Nothing doing in Nevis, nothing doing in St. Kitts. And they're running all over. Going and pass 100 bills in the parliament, I mean a thing to people being hungry. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, Mr. Daniel. How are you, sir?
Good afternoon, Dr. Daly. Good afternoon, Tulu. I am late because I had two previous engagements. I had to attend the funeral of my fellow Cox villager, Sharina Pinney, today, and then I went to teach a class. So sorry to be late.
We understand. We appreciate your presence anyway. Tulu was at the same funeral, and my good friend here, Linda, is saying, Lord, Tulu, you had to talk politics at the funeral.
Well, see, if people engage me, I will discuss it. You know, as long as people are engaging me. I tell people I do two things. I discuss Bible and I discuss politics.
Okay.
When it comes to Bible, you don't have to engage me, I will engage you. But when it comes to politics, wherever I am, if I'm in the pulpit preaching and you ask me something, I can answer you.
Okay then.
As long as it has to do with the Nevis, the survival of Nevis, the development of Nevis, I am all in.
Okay then. I hear you loud and clear. Loud and clear. Me engage you now. All right, so I was home relaxing today. I tried to relax a little before the show. Oh, wait a minute, another call coming in. Good afternoon, on Target.
Mr. Daly, yes. Tulu, when they approach you in them kind of way, tell them politics is life. Just tell them politics is life.
That is true.
We making them people. When they done it us, they were rich. So you got to talk.
All right. Thank you, sir. All right, so
so you were home relaxing?
I was home relaxing. I tried to catch at least an hour before the show. And then somebody sent me something, a recording of this and that on his show on Friday. Two clips that I saw. Obi would have carried one, and I would have carried one.
This and that has a show, Alexis.
This and that. You know, he's what do we call it? What program he has? Some information nonsense. Whatever it is called. I think he had about 3 people watching.
Okay.
All right. So the one I saw, you know, it was really tragic because well, listen to it for yourself and you tell me.
One individual, a good friend of mine as well, he called in. He went to the town hall. He called in on the On Demand program, and he called in on another program again later in the week. And he was complaining that he said he has lands over there. And he is against the development. But he went to have a meeting to do with the sale of lands. He himself wanted to sell lands to the developers. Clearly, that's why he attended a meeting with persons who were responsible of trying to secure lands for the developers. He went to that meeting. The only reason why he didn't sell his land is because he didn't like the deal. So if the deal was right, he too would have sold his lands to the developers. He too would have sold his lands to the developers. With all the noise he's making, he pulled back because he didn't like the deal. Ladies and gentlemen, I asked myself too, what would happen if the Barabas team had to become the governmental leaders? You know what would happen? They would be beating the chest and bragging and visiting the site on completion. They're not going to turn it back. They would love to get their hands.
All right.
And this good Saturday afternoon, when you have developed a long history.
Let's hold the car.
You know.
Hold the car. Good afternoon, on target.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
Yes. We're seeing a disturbing pattern here, right? In that, first of all, it was the Premier of Nevis who denied any knowledge of anything about the project initially. Okay? And now we have this followed by the Prime Minister doing the same thing. Okay? I don't know if he wasn't listening in the intervening time to what the Premier was saying when he was caught essentially keeping information away from the public, basically releasing snippets of this proposal. And you can't tell me that the Prime Minister would not have been, either personally he would have heard of these things or he would have been apprised of them. Right? I really find that hard to believe. And so this goes back to trust, right? Because it seems as if, as unfortunate as it sounds, as terrible as it sounds as if we've been lied to. Okay? And when we nobody likes to be played for a fool. Okay? And when they come out with these things, like how they do, with all this spin, you know, you must feel upset that people who you choose as leaders are going to be watching you full in your face and lying to you. Right? This is disgraceful. Nothing else to say for it. One in his last, I think it was a press conference, said that, or at his appearance on Freedom Radio, he said that he made it sound as if there's no possibility of repeal, but he was open to, well, as he pointed out, he told his Attorney General to tighten up whatever. Okay? Well, I want to see, with all the blowback from so many quarters in this legislation, what kind of amendments can be put on it that would make this thing palatable, right? I suspect that there'll be none. I mean, since he said that he's not in favor of repeal, and he tends very often to stick with his decisions and choices, whether good or bad, I guess it's going to be a hard pill for him to swallow and repeal. But I want to see, I expect there will be drastic, at least drastic amendments, legislation, before any, whatever proposal there is passed. I suspect that is going to happen. And I suspect, too, that things are not going to get any cooler when we know of details of the proposal. Okay? I suspect things are going to get much worse unless the developers themselves scale back on what they plan to do. So I guess, in a sense, it's a wait and see kind of a thing. But I just don't see this thing continuing in the same vein that it unfolded, first of all, and secondly, in terms of what we've been hearing about this proposal and the legislation itself. I think there are going to be some changes.
Okay, thank you very much. All right. Good afternoon, caller. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Tulu. And Mr. Daniel.
Good afternoon.
And also Nevis Abraham Traore. Dr. Daly.
Yes,
the man with the tooth. You hear? That is what they afraid you. That's why they don't like you. Because you're talking too much truth. That's why they don't like Abraham Traore. Because man just dealing with truth and facts. The clip that they play, that's Mr. This and that, right?
Yes, that's him.
Well, what you say? NRP is what?
Well, we are now the Barabbas team.
We Barabbas. Well, who is Judas? Them are Judas. See what they must say about? See what they must send this out for. So who are the real Judas now? Eh?
Okay.
They just talk. They don't quick to listen and slow to speak. They go the opposite way. They don't listen. They're doing things wrong in the dark, but they forget. More light until they light catch it. And that's what happening. Everything in the light now. So you try to spin and spin, but you can't spin no more.
All right.
You realize he left in everything to the Prime Minister now. He know nothing about it, try them. Nobody know about it, and the nearest end. Only think it's now. So he put in the Prime Minister into the mix now that he's the man.
All right.
And now you hear what the Prime Minister trying to tell the AG?
Fix it.
Fix it. Fix it.
All right,
the
brother.
only fixing, Mr. Abraham Traore, is to get rid of that.
I agree.
That's the only thing.
I agree. Thank you, sir.
All right.
All right,
Continue to listen.
All right. We got another call. Good afternoon. You're on target. We lost that call. If you choose to call back, you are free to do so. We lost that call. Okay, here it is. Good afternoon. You're on target. Hello.
Sorry about that. Sorry. Yeah, we have Abraham Traore. Don't bow. He about to Mr. Thing, don't salute nothing to Mr. Trump and so on. Wanted a lot of things. Oh, you got to give me 5 million and so I'm so poor. Because me hungry people I'm to feed. And so on. I must give 5 million for something or the other. So we're going good. You all keep it, so.
Thank you.
And we're going good. No worry them. The guys that thing supposed to do gas now time. I don't know what they're doing. You think it's now they put out that deal? Everything they're bringing in, except that kind nobody want to know who got who, what they got in their account. And people are not still enough. If you know what to do, you go in your computer and you go up a robot and playing fast.
All right.
So they trying to who fooling who. What they talking about there now here, Mr. Gal Wilkie went on bad with some somebody telling me something here the tape yet. Some undecent language. Oh my, what's going on? They got to tell us the truth. Right? Come Mr. Margaret running him Wednesday night and I fell asleep. And then they named Thursday because I went out. But you know, I wanted to hear what he was going to respond to. Yeah. And I don't know we know what's going on. They're hiding something and one Mr. Mr. Thing I tell the government but the Prime Minister about don't pay no double salary. You have the authority to do it?
No,
I don't think so.
All right.
You don't younger you want nobody get none. If the country need money, you know, no better give money, you know, that we're gonna be okay, left the rest.
All right, thank you. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Good afternoon, you're on target. Hello.
Yeah, hello, good afternoon, man. To you guys, man.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Okay, quick question. One, the person's coming into the zone, right? Destiny zone, they're neighbors. If they opt out, I think the Premier said they got an option not to try to get citizenship through the CBI. If they opt out to do that, and they are not OECS citizens who have the free movement, how are we going to regulate those persons? You know, they will neither be citizens of St. Kitts and Nevis if they don't buy into the CBI program, and they would not be OECS citizens who have the free movement. Is there going to be an immigration policy put into place to monitor and regulate those persons?
They can apply for residency.
Okay, number two, in terms of the default from the government side, we know government is continuous, but it seems like, as I listen to the Premier, they're going to put the subsequent governments in a tight spot in terms of repealing the law. If the law is repealed, is the law so definitely linked with the Destiny Project that subsequent governments can't repeal? I understand that they can repeal, but the penalty seems to be like it's going to be so disadvantageous for subsequent governments going forward. And
So
in my humble opinion,
so you're answering your own question.
it's very. But the negotiations now is putting subsequent governments in a tight spot.
Well, you have answered your own question. You asked me a question, and you have answered it. Because if you're saying that it is disadvantageous for incoming government to repeal because of the penalty, then you have answered it. It's put there deliberately to prevent you from repealing it.
Okay.
All right.
Questions I had for now. Yeah, thanks.
Cool, man. Thanks. Lost that call. All right. It's been hot. It's been hot enough.
No, well, I would say you mean to tell me that after we establish that this is a forum for discussing substantial matters of state and other things, we could go listen to this and they're talking about Barabbas.
Well, whether we choose to listen to him or not, he's out there talking it.
But it's foolishness. And so, one of the things that bothers me is that, the people who talk foolishness get too much airplay.
I want you to answer what the man was saying. I could understand your point of view, that he's talking nonsense, but he's saying that we are now the Barabbas team, that we are the ones who are now anti-Christ. And there's a subsequent recording that he made, that somebody shared with me, and it's on Obi's page, where he likened Mark Brantley to Jesus, and we as the Barabbas. You saw that?
No.
Sorry. Okay. No. Let's go to the phone.
That's the crass.
Oh, sorry. Good afternoon, on target.
Good afternoon. This is Livingstone Williams, a.k.a. Stoneman.
Yes, sir.
It could be this and that or anybody who wants to talk about the situation. When I went to those meetings, I went to get information because from the time they told me.
So hold on,
the only way.
Hold on, caller.
Yeah.
So you are saying that this and that, the recording we have here of this and that, he's referring to you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
I know that.
I know he's referring to me.
Okay,
I know
good.
that.
I didn't know you and he were such good friends.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. These people had already said to me they are not interested in buying a portion. They want it all, our lands. Our family holds substantial holdings. I had already told them no. But I believe in knowing thy enemy. And I was on a fact-finding mission. And all the subsequent meetings I had with them and discussion, I was looking information which in subsequent time I will divulge. Have a good afternoon.
All right. Well, let me say this. I can attest to the fact that the person who gave me the information regarding what was being planned was the same Livingston Williams. Mm-hmm. So he was quite adept at digging for information, and once he shared with me what was planned regarding the sovereign enclave, mm-hmm. we sojourned up to Saddle Hill, mm-hmm. and was able to make the first video regarding the scope of which we were being deceived. And so he's quite correct in saying that he was seeking information, not that he was agreeing to sell his family's land. Let's go to the phone calls. Oops, I missed that one. All right, so I never did thank him publicly, but let me thank him since I'm on the record. Mm-hmm. Livingston Williams, I do appreciate you, sir, for pointing me in the right direction regarding the sovereign enclave and discovering all that there was to discover. And so I do thank you.
But if you approach me on...
Hold a second, too. Good afternoon, you're on target.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Tulu. Good afternoon, Hensley.
Good afternoon.
Yes. Pertaining to the same incident.
Which incident is that?
With Stafford, this and that saying that
oh, okay, go ahead.
Saying that the man got there the meeting. Mm-hmm. And the only reason why he not sell are because me love the bill. Mm-hmm. Well, could Mr. Williams call back and tell me if he give Mr. Scarborough that information, and if not, when Mr. Scarborough get the information from? You get that?
Yeah, of course, I understand what you're saying.
Right, okay.
All right, thanks. All right.
Yeah. Good.
It's a good point.
It's a critical point by the caller.
Because Livingston wouldn't have shared that information with this and that. So how did this and that get the information? It means that somebody who was at the conference, and the only three people at the conference, Mrs. Brantley, as a real estate agent, mm-hmm. Livingston Williams, and Graham Brooks, the person representing the SSZ. So those are the three people at the meeting. All right? So how did this and that know the scope of the meeting and what was planned and what wasn't planned? So somebody shared it to him so he can come on and try to embarrass Livy. Because you realize, since the town hall and subsequent, he has been now on the target list by the Mark Brandt administration to try to discredit him. Anytime there is a sore and they get digging in that sore, they try to roll out their hitmen to dig in that sore. But it's not going to work because, this is childish.
But who says, quickly, Kel, who says that the information... I am questioning, is that the correct information? And did they interpret it that way?
What information?
No, to say that the reason why...
Well, that's what they told him to say.
Oh, okay, good. All right.
Let's go back to the phone lines.
Good. All right. That's what I want to understand.
Good afternoon, Target.
Yes, I'm Target. I come back again. I was just running to my little brain. Remember, we sold a lot of passports out, to different nations. If it's them want to come in and settle, you don't mind, but You just can't go bring in new people. You're going to flood the place or what? You're going to know what they're doing. You know, remember. And right now, look like you left, right, and center. And we ain't not going on. People going to want to go there and cool out. So I beg them run down the list, amount of passport they sold already. And know what they're doing as the song they come up here at one time. You don't better know what you're doing. You better know what you're doing. So
all right.
That's all I have to say.
Thank you very much. All right. Yeah, this.
Sorry, can you say that is what they told him to say?
It's obvious.
All right, good.
I don't think Liv is the kind of person who goes around discussing these matters.
Come on.
But to the point where this and that is calling us, all those who are now objecting the SSZ and the development agreement, we are now on the team Barabbas.
Yeah.
And he would have said in a broadcast, the same broadcast, that we are just jealous of Mark Brantley.
Of Mark?
All right. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick so you can hear it.
Level of retardation on Saturday afternoon. It's a level of retardation you got to deal with on Saturday afternoon.
I'm going to bring it up real quick for you to see what he said.
Retarded behavior.
We heard you, Hensley.
I can't say it more often.
Here it is. I'm gonna
have also joined the Barabbas team. They live in America, Europe, Canada, some even in Africa, but are calling the developers racists, libertarians. Mind you, where they live is where the white people live, where the libertarians live. But for political reasons, and out of sheer grudge and envy and hate for one man, they are prepared to crucify Jesus in the person of Mark Brantley and save Barabbas in the person of the name I won't mention.
So,
what is interesting here, and what they listen to both tapes. I'm reminded of something that was said by Solomon. He says, a fool has no interest in understanding. All they want to do is to yell or to air their opinion. Secondly, he would have said to me, do not try to correct a fool, because the fool will only turn around and curse you. This is what I'm going to say in relation to that.
Well, my response is I prefer to be on Team Barabbas than Team Brantley Jesus. You know, because to equate Mark Brantley to Jesus means you're really going over the deep end. Really sacrilegious, in my view, that you are prepared, you're calling Mark Brantley Jesus, and the rest of us who are conscientious objectors, that we are on the Team Barabbas. And he's taking it out on the persons in the diaspora. And I hope those persons in the diaspora are listening. Because he's saying to them, how dare you interject on this matter of the SSE? You don't live here. Mm-hmm. You live up there by the races. You live up there in the white man's country. How dare you say that the people who are coming are racist? I mean,
let me make a comment after the call.
Good afternoon, Target.
Good afternoon, Dr. Daly.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Tulu. Good afternoon, Mr. Daniel.
Good afternoon.
Our leaders in St. Kitts and Nevis do not have no respect for the people of Nevis and St. Kitts. The Prime Minister is the elected leader for the Federation, and he hasn't been to Nevis to pay an official visit. I don't have any problem when he comes by Llewellyn Keynes, better known as Sunshine. That's his personal business. I want him, I would like him. I am appealing to Dr. Joe, please to come to Nevis to visit the Nevis people.
Thank you, sir.
Because he is there to represent St. Kitts and Nevis, not St. Kitts and St. Kitts alone. When he go over the world from the official meeting,
he calls Sinkit and Nevis. I would like him to come. I am appealing to him to come. Secondly, I would like to see the Ministry of Agriculture in Sinkit, Mr. Duggins, Samuel Duggins, and Eric Evelyn sit down together as two men and discuss the way forward for the agriculture in Sinkit and in Nevis.
All right.
Nevis only have one tractor. It's a burning shame. The government only have one tractor operating. And if you visit that yard now, you got some new grand tractors in there.
Okay.
I would like them two men to sit down and get the agriculture sector on Nevis and on Sinkit forward.
Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon. Thank you.
Hold on there. Good afternoon, on target.
Yeah, good afternoon again, man. Real quickly, I heard you just reference the people in the diaspora, and I'm definitely going to step up for the persons in the diaspora who are not really following this stuff really closely. Those comment. First of all, last week sometime the premier he targeted an individual. He targeted an individual in the diaspora, and then now this week he came back and he made some comments about general comments about all the persons in the diaspora, and it was unfortunate that he made those comments, because those comments, even though he was talking about racism from his argument, in the same breath, the comments that he made was very discriminatory against the segment of the citizens from Sinkis and Nevis in the diaspora. And that I'm gonna call him out on that right away, right now, as I have my opportunity to. I'm gonna call him out on that. He got to remember that we are citizens of Sinkis and Nevis as well, and he, and not only himself, but we have the right to come home and vote, so we deserve our respect as well. And I'm gonna ask him to just watch his tongue in the way how he's talking to people. You know, the way how he talks to people is not really good at all for him. You know, I don't see how you guys underground is gonna take this BS that's going on in Sinkis Nevis. It's bad that the Prime Minister has a friend as the AG, and he needs to replace that AG.
This on the diaspora. You've been in the diaspora. Why you think the people in the diaspora are so worried about them coming here? They have had to deal with the trouble, with the experience racism in America, in England. If you read the book The Lonely Londoners by Samuel Selvon, you get a picture of the trouble people had in England, and of course our brothers and sisters in America. But you know, Kel, they only see them as a source of barrel. But let me say to them that don't let anybody in Nevis, including anybody in the government or speaking for the government, determine that you can't have a say in the country. It is because our people face so much racism in America and Europe. They don't want those same people to come down here to do that to us.
All right.
Fundamental.
Let's go to the call.
Come on.
Good afternoon, you're on target.
Good afternoon, Mr. Daly. Good afternoon to the general public.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon.
I started listening to that program, Government at Work.
Oh, that's one name of the program. Okay.
And I was shocked at the conduct on that program. The host claimed that those were his opinion, but I wonder who wrote the script that he was struggling to read. That's one. Got into the script, and could you imagine he, or if it's not he, was yet if is the premier wrote that script calling Nevis people carte blanche Barabbas over their opinion.
Mm-hmm.
This is getting worse. This is getting worse.
I think they're reacting badly to the criticisms, and they don't know how to react.
They've been acting badly from the beginning.
Okay then. Okay.
They've been acting badly from the beginning. And no amount of council talking to from Nevis people will get them to change their mind.
Mm.
You know, I mean, in that script where they're talking about people jealous of them because either they're not brighter than them or they're brighter than them or some crap like that. Intelligent people don't go down that road.
True that.
Intelligent people don't go on public radio and boast their new vision. They went to Oxford. Their children went to the brightest college, the best colleges. Intelligent people don't do that.
So, are you a part of team? Are you a part of Team Barabbas, my brother?
Well, they want to grant me as that, but I exempt myself. I exempt myself.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
You know,
Thank you.
Yeah, I support Nevis.
That's right.
Nevis. Yeah.
All right, man. Thanks for that.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Since we are talking about Barabbas, let me come in here. Barabbas, we are told, was a gentleman who was incarcerated. History said that he was a freedom fighter, and in the process of fighting to defend the sovereignty of his people, his nation, he would have committed some crime in terms, we call that committing war crimes, and went to jail. Barabbas never asked one day to be delivered from prison.
No.
Okay? He didn't. The issue that we have here, the betrayal by Judas, which represents this and that and all the others who want to sell out Nevis into the hands of others. They are the Judases, and they're the worst. And Judas sold Jesus for money, 30 pieces of silver. All of these guys are colluding for their 30 pieces of silver to sell the people of Nevis. I'm not equating the people of Nevis to Jesus. But here it is that these crooks and robbers and deceivers and betrayers has colluded together to sell out and to destroy the people of Nevis. We must ask this and that. Out of Barabbas and Judas, who is worst?
It's a good question. Let's take this call. Good afternoon. You're on target.
Really?
Yes.
I'm hearing cries of desperation. Aren't the same Nevisians who live in the diaspora the ones who sent money to every election to bring them home to vote?
Yeah, it seems that way.
Or are we so confident that we're going to have the 7,000 to 10,000 people to replace over there, that they won't be sending monies to the persons in the diaspora anymore? I mean, what's really going on here? And it seems to me time is always on your best side, huh? Because it seems to me the longer this goes on, the more of the wind is blowing and you're seeing foul bottom. That's what's happening. Because the more this goes on, is the more they're letting out on themselves.
That's true.
What is really going on here?
Thank you very much, caller.
Thank you.
All right.
Let me say to make 2 points on the matter of racism. I want to find out from this and that and Mark Brantley, if the white expatriates who live on this island and in opposition to this development, are they racist? That's one. Because there are white people on this island who does not support it.
All of them.
So let us go back to history. Because he's saying that Nevians are in the white man country. I want this and that to understand, perhaps you do not know history, that America, as it stands now, are made up of Europeans who came in. They were welcomed in by the native people, the native Indians. Europeans allowed them to come in, and then the Europeans turned around and empowered themselves and forced the native people onto reservations, took away their lands, enslaved them, raped the women, brutalized them, murder who they want to murder. These are the very same descendants of those people that this and that want here. This is the very same thing. When we look at the history of Africa, and my more in-depth study it has to do with South Africa. They allowed these Europeans in, and when they got in and they got a foothold, we know what the apartheid system was about. This is what we are trying to say to the Navy's people that we don't want. This is what this and that and Mark Brantley want here. We are not racist. We are saying that Nevis must not be given out to people whom Eric said we don't know who they are, where they come from. Who Troy Label said that we do not know where they're coming from. Who Mark Brantley said it doesn't matter who they are. We cannot discriminate against them based on anything. We should allow them to come in. We are saying absolutely not.
Good afternoon, you're on target.
Good afternoon again.
Yes. Go ahead, please.
Now, when I tell people that black people sell black people to Africa, they just carry on, all the African conscious one. So the black people sell them to the white people.
That's true.
And we're trying to ignore it. Now, our leaders are in a quandary because I believe they've given their word that it is going to be established.
Yes.
And they've also said that our people, we talk for 9 days and hush.
Yes.
So it's a done deal. So count on your 9 days. How much construction is that?
Thank you very much.
This is more than given word, Dr. Daly. These people have already received money.
Good afternoon, on target.
Yes, good afternoon, Dr. Daly and the rest of the panel.
Good afternoon,
I'm going to say something quickly. Telephone calls were being made to people in the diaspora asking them to come home for the recently held convention.
Mm-hmm.
A number of the people declined and said they do not like what is happening in Nevis. Thus, therefore, they are not coming home to attend the convention. People were asked to come home to support the town hall meeting that was being kept by the Anglican Church in town. The people has declined. Therefore, the outrage has started with the people in the diaspora. That is where the big stick start to wheel from. People start saying, we are not coming home to support you in nothing that you are doing. You are not good for Nevis. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you very much.
You know, Kel, here is something which could be on the minds of the people in the diaspora. They are in the minority in America with little power. And if we give this project to this settlement to these people, us, including them,
will be in
the minority
right here in
and have no power.
That's true.
And so the people have seen through this. But the good thing about them, Kel, they have an advantage. They have lived it. They are living it.
Yes.
They are living it. And so they know, for instance, when they show up, I was talking to somebody who lived in England, and the person was saying, when you show up to view a house for rent, the people took up a sign and said, no dogs, no blacks, see you. Mm-hmm. And so what, Kel, is to stop the people in the SSZ from put up them same sign?
Well, let me say this.
What?
Let me say this. I think the greatest testimony to the fact that we are not looking at this through the lens of being racist.
Of course not.
Is the fact that 99.999% of the expatriates who live on Nevis do not support the SSC.
That's true.
And that is testimony to what we are trying to accomplish.
A broad-based response, which has nothing to do with race and color. It has to do with the maintaining Nevis' special place in the scheme of things. That's what it is. It's not about racism.
Good afternoon, on target. Make it quick, please.
Yeah, good afternoon again, real quick. And I'm going to put it there. And I'm going to talk loud and clear for the citizens of St. Kitts and Nevis in the diaspora. We out here are well informed about what's going on in our own country, and we are not going to stand for this SHIT. When the next election comes up, we are going to speak loud and clear.
All right.
Both governments on both islands need to be replaced. Thanks a lot, man.
Thank you very much. Okay. All right. Hold your calls for a minute. We're going to get through another segment here, which is a very, very important letter. I can't read all of it. It's 7 long pages, but I'll read you just the opening sentences. The letter is from the Chamber of Commerce, Industry and Commerce, sorry. And the letter was sent to the Prime Minister, Dr. Terence Drew. So I'm going to read to you part of it, and you'll get the gist of the opposition regarding the SSC. So hold your calls just a short moment till I get through this. I'm going to take out sections of it because it's quite long. And so I'm going to read from what portions I believe are making the point.
So you're going to highlight it?
Yes.
Okay, good.
All right. It reads, in part, the lack of consultation with the people on such significant legislation and the fact that some consultation is belatedly taking place after the enactment creates additional justifiable suspicions. The Chamber takes the view that in any event, certain key guardrails should not be crossed in any development agreement. We list these in the second schedule. In light of the above, the Chamber suggests that the legislation be repealed and that extensive discussions be undertaken with the public on the exact nature and extent of special economic zones and the potential advantages and disadvantages of same, and the protections, parameters, and guardrails that will be required to promote economic development and to protect our people and economy from potential exploitation if this concept is pursued. We assure you that the Chamber remains a trusted development partner and reaffirms its commitment to fostering sustainable investment and responsible economic development. The Chamber therefore stands ready to participate in these discussions and to collaborate with the government in formulating a new regime. Yours sincerely, Trevor Blake, President, Chamber, blah, blah, blah.
You could highlight for me, you could find where the boundaries that they say should not cross in the second schedule, things that they say should not be. The
guardrail is a long document. I could send it to you and you can take your time and go through
because
it.
I just want
but they were talking, a lot of it has to do with the ceding of sovereignty to developers. They feel that is gone too far. There are several issues regarding power, the sustainable idea of power on the water. They went through this line by line, paragraph by paragraph, and showing the disadvantages that each will create for the people of Nevis and St. Kitts. So I do thank the Chamber for going on record, finally, for putting themselves on the line and addressing the Prime Minister and said, listen, repeal this. This is not good. We stand ready to help you to create a document that we all can live with.
So that's
right? You heard from the Chamber of Industry and Commerce, you heard from the bar
association.
And everybody's coming down against this thing. The NHCS, Nevis Historical and Conservation Society. I have a letter here to read too.
Yes.
Showing that they are not in favor of this. A house should not have to fall on your head before you decide to move out the way. And these guys are waiting for the entire house to fall on their heads before they move out the way. But let's discuss this Chamber letter here a little bit, even though I didn't give you much detail. The mere fact the Chamber, who was the first stakeholder group to meet with the Premier weeks ago at Four Seasons, it's taken them a while to create craft this response, but it's well crafted.
Yes,
very thoughtful.
That's why it took the time.
Very methodical, and I recommend anybody who wants to have the whole guts of it. I could send it to you by WhatsApp or Messenger. I can send the document to you, so you can take your time and peruse it and make your own notes. But it is very comprehensive, very detailed. And I would really like to see Dr. Drew's response to this. I would really like to see the AG's response to this. I would really like to see Mark Brantley, the Premier of Nevis, response to this. Because this is comprehensive, knock by knock, blow by blow, fully against this legislation, begging them to repeal it. All right?
So you think this and that should read it to
this one I can't read.
Take back that.
I take it back. I apologize.
Okay.
No.
You see this, you see, Kel, you see just to say, you notice we were saying all along we're not hearing from the chamber, we're not hearing from the bar. But you see now that they have crafted a response. It's for the public. I want to engage, ask the public to read what is happening, read what is coming from the Chamber of Commerce, read what is coming from the Bar Association, read what is coming from the NHCS. When you put those three institutions together, Kel, the NHCS, the Bar Association, the Chamber of Industry and Commerce, and most importantly, from what you said that I made a note of it, that the Chamber remains a trusted partner in the process of development.
Okay.
Right? So the public ought to avail itself of the opportunity to read. And you see, Kel, when people read the thing now, you have a better quality discussion rather than that foolishness you get from the thing.
All of us can't read.
Hold on. Good afternoon, on target.
Let me respond to this and that, and then strengthen his point. You see, even the Nigerian citizens that live over there among the racist people of them, the whole point about it is that this country that the racist people, the government got them under control. Give them a zone for themselves. So our big difference now of them coming over got one zone for themselves. You see that's two big difference. You get that?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay then.
All right, thanks.
Right. Okay.
So I was saying that all of us can't read, and since everybody cannot read, I think that we need to go back to do like what Charles Wilkin used to do back then. Charles Wilkin used to not only write, but he also used to come out publicly and give public statements. I would love to hear somebody from the bar come out and address these publicly, verbally, for people who cannot read, and also for all these organizations. Come out, give us the both sides of it.
But you see, the NIA met with the sixth form and the sixth and fifth form students. I understand that they were planning a debate or something. I understand also that the Bar Association was planning to put on a panel or something. What is happening here? The discussions have only just begun, because this thing has such far-reaching implications that this idea of rushing it to Parliament and gazetting and so on, that opens up and tells people that we need to have far more discussion. Can you say the letter from the chamber is 7 pages? You think the chamber sits down and write a 7-page document easily?
No.
The Bar Association has responded. No. The Historical and Conservation Society. We want to hear what the young people are saying. I wish I could hear something from Scanaipa, the St. Kitts and Nevis Youth Parliamentary Association, the youth councils, youth organizations, what have you. Because the discussions have only just begun. And when the discussions take on the nature of the debate like what we're hearing here, the this and that's of this world would never be able to make an input.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. All right. Here we go. So the letter for the NHCS is on record. It's a fairly lengthy letter, and given the time, I'm just going to give you a summary.
Highlights.
Of what the basic. Well, we all know they have objected, but importantly, they did a poll.
Oh yes.
They did a poll,
Yes.
and they polled 151 persons. They polled 151 persons, and the results of the poll were that 78% were against the SSZ, 19 needed more information, and 3% were for the zone.
And just to interject very quickly, Kel, that NHCS has a large number of expatriate involvement.
But I don't know who they polled.
No, what I'm saying is...
Yes, I understand that. Okay. All right, so 3% were in favor. I suppose that is this and that, and the And NIA cabinet.
And what percentage you say wanted more information?
19% needed more information.
19%.
17% were against, and 3% were in favor.
78% against.
3% of 151 is about 5 people.
So that don't include the whole cabinet.
No. Somebody in the line. Somebody voted no.
I know who vote no.
Somebody in the cabinet voted no.
Well, that is the strength of the.
I know who voted
That
no.
is the strength of the secrecy of the ballot.
Let's go to the cause.
Or they didn't poll them, Ken?
Good afternoon, you're on target. Yes, good afternoon, you're on target.
Yes, good afternoon. I saw those figures on social media.
Mm-hmm.
I also saw some comments. Somebody was asking if they went to every household in Nevis.
Mm-hmm.
And but I guess that person was in the 3% because they started talking about census.
Uh-huh.
And I wonder what difference that I was going to make, because you could call it town hall meeting a census.
True that.
Of their own making. They decide what size of population they wanted, and they get a room to suit the size, till people who wanted to be there had to turn back. I understand people came outside and standing room only, they turned back, and they got the same figures. 90, well, maybe it was 99 in that case. And this was a census of their choosing. The premier asked the question.
Of course.
And apparently he didn't like the answer he got.
Apparently not.
And then I could hear the premier talking about silent majority. So anybody, and some of the people who were us in the crowd, they have to be part of the silent majority. I don't know, but when you choose a cross section, you get the results, and then somebody else chooses a cross section, like an organization like the NH, the Nevis Historic and Conservation Society, and you're gonna question that. Well, who gonna be able to do a census or any kind of polling that will suit you? Your own polling disappoint you. Another reputable organization do a polling, and the results was not in favor. I don't know when you expect that to change. Anyway.
Thank you, sir.
We are monitoring and we are watching how this thing gonna go.
Okay.
My problem, I'm not even paying attention to the project, which the project is a pie in the sky thing, and I know a lot of what they say are not gonna happen, and they already changed the original proposal. They keep changing as they go. My concern is with the law that they rushed into Parliament that doesn't speak well for the future of Nevis. And I would like them to overlook that, to look that over.
All right. Thank you kindly, sir.
When they want to push that in, hide it, and distract everybody from that is the main problem.
True. Very secretive.
That to me is the main problem. And everything else is a distraction.
Okay. Appreciate the call,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you very much.
Let me say one thing on the poll, Dr. Daly, because the polling figures are there, but those figures means nothing to the premier, based on what his utterances were. That the voice of the people ended when you cast your ballot. After that, it is for the administration, his administration, to do whatever they see fit. So we are going to run polls, and more polls are going to come out. And the Premier's attitude, and it seems that the Prime Minister's attitude is the very same thing, that after you elect us, you do not no longer have any say in any matter until when it comes around to election time again. For you to go back and vote, the only time you speak is at the ballot box. And so, I don't see him changing, and I don't see the Prime Minister changing. We, the people, including the Bar Association and the Evangelical Association, all the associations, we will have to come not only to write and to speak, but we must send a very strong message. I cannot understand why we not shut down this country yet. I'm not talking about riot. I'm not talking about violence. I'm talking saying to them, listen, we are not going to support this. We're coming together, we're shutting up shop. In Jamaica, the bus drivers them say we ain't going to drive because we not believe in this. No bus is going to run. They shut it down. We need to send a message to these people, because you hear the Premier's attitude is, when you speak for yourself, you don't speak for nobody else. So no longer we as a citizen that we speak for one another. Everybody must speak individually for themselves. The loudest way to speak is a march down Charlestown, and a big rally in Bastille to shake them up. Because as far as the Premier is concerned, Daly cannot be speaking for the majority of the people. I cannot be speaking for the majority of the people. Hensley, you cannot be speaking. He doesn't see that. So he wants the individual to speak. Well, individual, we are going to speak. Come out and show a protest. Notice what I'm saying here, the preacher. The preacher is calling for protest, not violence.
Let me make an announcement. I just got a note here from one of the executive members of the NRP. Remind me to remind you that we do have a rally planned for Brown Hill on Friday the 14th. That's this Friday coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Today is the 8th, so in 6 days' time, we will have a rally down there at the Hard Court. I think it's around 7 o'clock, if I remember correctly. If Carlin is listening and she knows the exact time. I know there was some discussion in executive, but I didn't know. I wasn't present for the last meeting when they were discussing the timing, and so I stepped out. So
I want to underscore that point, dear Kel, that a number Brown Hill is in the epicenter of the epicenter of the trouble, and so I think that's a good way to commend the party for reaching these people, because there's a level of sensitivity which you shall find in Brown Hill and also in Gingerland, insofar as this is concerned. I just want to ask a question, dear gentlemen. Kel, what
I would like for you to do is encourage people to come out.
Of course. I would also, let me say that now, that it is important for the people in Brown Hill to come out and share your views and to be able to get an even deeper understanding of how this settlement, because this is not a development, it's a settlement, how this settlement impinges on your immediate environment, and B, in the larger context of how it hamstrings development in Nevis. I really, especially Keller, there are a lot of people in Brown Hill who have land in the area and many of them have been asked to part with their land for the zone. So it's very important for them. And I wish, I think nowadays everything is streamed, no? So people in the diaspora will get a chance to stream, and if necessary, if at all possible, get a chance to send in questions and so on and so on. Very good.
This matter is going to affect the whole of Nevis. I'm calling for people from every nook and cranny in Nevis to come out to be a part of this.
The rally is at 7 p.m. I just got notice. 7 p.m. Brown and Hard Court, Friday the 14th.
Right. All right.
Let's go to the call.
All roads lead to Brown Sunday.
Good afternoon. You're on target.
Hi. Good afternoon, gentlemen. How are you guys doing?
Fine, thanks. What's up?
Okay, so I looked at the video. I mean, I did actually look at the rerun for the program. I think it's Government in Action.
Yes.
And, it just flew over my head because I'm like, usual. I know this and that is a song, boy, and things. But I mean, this is going to the extreme now, where he's going to go to the ends of the world to say that the people in the diaspora have no say in what goes on in Nevis, that we are holding grudges and we are envious of Mark Grantley. Really? First of all, envy and grudge is not used interchangeably, are two different things. And the only thing that Nivisions hold a grudge over Mark Grantley for is that ridiculous hospital wing job. Because that should have been done ages ago. It's not done. Nobody's envious of Mark Grantley. But he keeps repeating it with the hope that people are going to say, oh, you envious of Mark Grantley. Nobody's envious of Mark Grantley. You understand? I want this and that to understand that the people in the diaspora, many of them, if not the majority of them, they own property in Nevis. They pay property taxes. Some of them, their homes are empty, but they still got to pay water bill. They still have to pay neglect. They still have to pay what's it called, solid waste, and all these bills they still have to pay. And you're saying that we don't have a say in what goes on in Nevis? I mean, this guy is crazy. I mean, he and I get along. I should think, but this is crazy. You understand? So you're saying if somebody opposes an SSZ coming to Nevis, which is in the form of destiny, that you're envious of the Premier and you're holding grudges? Huh? Everybody who I've spoken to, the issues they're having is that, one, this SSZ, if Carly never rose the point that she heard that this thing is coming, nobody would have known. Well, at least the general public wouldn't have known. And then what I've been hearing from the people in Nevis is well, how come the government is making presentations on behalf of the developers? We are the developers. You understand? There are so many things that is going on behind the scene. And they think people are foolish, but people are not foolish. So this and that need to wheel and come again. I'm out.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Kel, I want to ask a question, and which must bring into question the authenticity of these developers. You are going to you are going to start a settlement in Nevis. There is a mountain of opposition against the project, and you are proceeding? Well, is this like what? The people in Nevis don't matter? They don't care? Or is it they've been told by the government, man, don't worry with them, this is just noise they're making. So you have now institutions which have influence in the country and which have been with us for all these years. So, for instance, the chamber. They're saying, hey, this is not good. And you, the developer, and people in Nevis are pushing the developer to say, go ahead, no problem. Something must be wrong. There is a level of contempt for the Nevisian which we must not accept. Because any real serious developer would know that you're back off.
Good afternoon, on target. Last call.
Dr. Daly, this thing is going far and wide, huh? I don't know, you probably would have heard it. Dr. Janice Daniel Hodge did an interview with a radio station in St. Thomas. And the gentleman who was interviewing her, who is not Nevisian, but is married to someone who is Nevisian, spoke to the fact that his father-in-law had been getting calls from his father almost 2 years ago to sell his lands. So if they think that people are not listening, people all over, we are the talk everywhere you go. My family members and friends are calling me from all over the place, wanting to know what's going on down here and if we're going to allow this to happen. Divisions, wake up. Let's rally. Let's talk. Let's never stop talking about this. This should never, ever happen. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you very much. And that is the last call for today. We are going to end at 3 because Tulu has an engagement at 3:15, and so we have to vacate the spot.
Let me go here by Hensley, because I want to answer Hensley's question, because he wants to know, in all the Lord cry that is there, the developers are still pushing. The developers have put out something that is since 2017 that they've been working. Jensen, with his partner Ver and others, has been working to find a place somewhere in the world where they could have their first libertarian country. St. Kitts and Nevis, and in particular Nevis, is the first island or country that opens up a door and give them more than a glimmer, give them assurances that they will have. So they would have spent all of these millions of dollars to buy lands on the island of Nevis. They're not going to back down. And they would have said straight up that we give governments that are highly indebted and have all this problem lots of money. So it says to me that the St. Kitts and Nevis government has gotten some sort of something has already passed. They're not waiting for it to come. And that is why they are hell-bent, because they already have the people's money. Not only that, what they put out, the people put out that, listen, we give lots of money for these lands, and we are the ones who decide the rules of the games. The game, not St. Kitts and Nevis. And Dr. Drew, no matter how he tried to hide, and certainly the Premier of Nevis and the Nevis Island Administration, and the Attorney General, knew that the guidelines that they were given to take before Parliament was not put together by neither the Premier of Nevis and his law firm or the Attorney General's office. They're trying to fool us. That's why so much hole is there, because just as it was presented to them, they put it into the Parliament without critiquing this thing, because I can't understand how a bright guy like Garth Wilkin will allow himself to go take something to Parliament with all these loopholes inside there. Vagaries. According to somebody, he would have answered the question and said, when I said me, okay, he leaves scope for opening up. No, when it passes law, there should be shall, right, Dr. Daly?
Yes.
To make them clear. And so they knew, before they went into Parliament, that this legislation has a whole lot of loopholes inside of it. And they went ahead and did it. I am saying money has already passed. Not that what the real estate agent got for themselves. I am saying the people in our government, they have already has their hands upon piece of money, and it tastes good. And these people would have already been given a verbal agreement that you're going to get what you want. That's why the Premier is emphasizing penalties.
Partnerships.
Penalties. He's telling us what the penalty for the developers are going to be. Has he told us what our penalty, apart from what he says to the chamber that we're going to pay?
We know what the penalty is.
We know what the penalty are. But he has not come out publicly, because the last time I heard him and he was answering somebody, he spoke about the $75 million in lands that the developers will have to give back in case they don't come true. But he's saying that you cannot quantify what is the penalty for the island, because it depends on how much money they would have spent. And then this is repealed. Then we'll have to pay according. So the more money they would have been spending the zone, Dr. Daly, you're right, the bigger the penalty will be for us. So there's nothing clear. They are still negotiating the penalty for the country, but they have already settled on the penalty for the developers.
What he said to the the Hotel Association, is that the penalty for Nevis will be twice the value of the development plus the value of the land. So you're looking at more than $23 billion.
So that is more than 23.
That's more than 23
So
billion.
he's moving the goalpost, because he would have said 23 billion to one set. And now you're moving the goalposts as you go along.
But it's for you to calculate. So he's leaving that door open. But gentlemen, what if, I mean, we understand clearly that based on the trajectory of this development and what the Premier has been saying and not saying, what the Prime Minister is saying and not saying, there is a logical conclusion, and to agree with Tulu, that it looks as if money has been passed. It looks as if there has been a tacit agreement that this project will proceed, because you can only come to the conclusion given the fact that he's ignoring what everybody's saying. Mm-hmm. He's ignoring what the chamber is saying. He's ignoring what the bar is saying. He's ignoring everybody. All right, but what if there's another reason besides the money and everything else? What if there's another reason? Can you think of another reason, Tulu?
No, I'm waiting for you.
Okay.
My brain is not that big to it so far. I think I'm a little bit higher than this and that in his reasoning in terms of his foolishness that he put out there, but I am not up in the bracket of you guys to come up with.
No, that's an excuse.
Yeah, I know. I can smell that. I can smell that BS a mile away.
No, I'm speaking the truth.
Okay, here's my additional reason why they find it so hard to back up. If they were to back up, they would be backing up because of the pressure put on them by NRP.
Mm. And they can't be seen
to be caving to NRP.
That's my view.
But I look at this whole thing because...
Do you agree or disagree?
I agree with you to a point, largely. I want to put it a little bit further because I've said to people that my intervention in this, wherever it is, whether it's in St. Kitts or in Nevis, I'm going to both, has to do with Nevis and St. Kitts and Nevis, and less to do with NRP. I say I am happy that NRP has led the charge.
You really believe? You really can look at me in my face and tell me that he's not putting this on NRP?
Come on.
You can't. You cannot be.
No, I am not saying that he is not.
But that's what.
I'm not saying that the Prime Minister is
but
not.
that is what we're talking about.
I am taking it to a wider level.
No.
Of the people of the Federation.
No. Also, Ken,
you're missing the whole point.
Also, there's been no history of them backing down.
Why did Mark Brantley stop the fisheries project and advance Emery?
NRP.
Because of NRP.
Okay. Yeah. Wasn't that project to benefit the entirety of fishing and Nevis?
The dialysis unit.
Why was it termed NRP project and not a fisheries project?
Oh, they told me the NRP project?
Of course.
Why do you think they stopped it too?
Of course, no. The dialysis unit.
Why do you think they stopped it?
Because it was NRP Hensley. Because it was Hensley.
Exactly. That is the point I'm trying to get through you. That they are seeing this opposition
the NRP?
As an NRP opposition.
Exactly.
So who you think he's talking about Barabbas team? Who you think he's talking about?
Come on.
NRP?
Oh.
Come on. Yeah, that's the point.
I thought they were calling PLP and PAM. And
where you see them in the argument?
Where have they been in the argument?
They're talking, man.
Where?
They're talking.
Around the corner?
They're talking.
The NRP has led the charge against this project. The NRP has led the charge. And so any effort to shift is going to be seen by them as caving to the NRP, and their whole trajectory, their whole operation has been to get rid of NRP people, get rid of the project. But this year,
they cannot be seen. They cannot be seen
to be acquiescing.
To be acquiescing to NRP.
No.
I understand your point of view that it's bigger than NRP. But everything in this country is viewed through the lens
of politics.
And for them to kowtow and say, boy, I give up.
Yeah.
They would die for us.
So here's my question to both of you.
Yes.
Do you both of you believe that the Dr. Drew Labour administration is trying this at the feet of NRP too?
Of course.
But is NRP leading the charge?
Of course.
Dr. Daly, how many people have asked you to join them in a program for the last month?
Several.
Okay. Which party you belong to, sir?
NRP.
Oh, all right. So you think if you were just saying, well, I am an independent person and I have no political affiliation, you think they would study you?
No.
Or you think the government, you think the reason, why you think this and that is saying what he's saying there? Pressure busting the pipe. Come on.
But I am looking at this from the wide spectrum.
No,
of
You're going good.
You're not going good with that.
I'm not going, so I have to have a one-track mind.
No, it's not a one-track
Everybody's
mind.
against NRP then.
Well, just understand that remember I have said 1,000 times on this program, the very existence of CCM is to get rid of NRP.
That is true.
And to stop our project. You look at all the things that the NRP had in place in the Single government and in the Parry-led government. Everything that was benefiting the people. A classic case is the education program with the University of Miami and Miami-Dade Community College. They stopped them.
True.
Kel has made the point several times about the fisheries, where he, as the chief officer in the Department of Agriculture, ensured that all the thing was done and begged them at a meeting with, was it Eustace Hawkins, Kenny Willing and some others, to tell them, man, look, all of us in the visions, let the project go ahead. And the project began under Gishard, was supported big time by Arthur Anslin, who was a seaman. And we simply, in the true context of how NRP operates, said, look, this is good for Nevis. Let us continue. Let's continue. They said, no. We left the government. A dialysis unit came a month later. They say never happened. It must never be done. Not only that, Odell Busso through Chef organized for people to be screened, to take preventive action. The government said, no. You forget.
I'm going to add.
You forget.
I'm going to add what is Daly's cup of tea. Education. Reading Start With Us. Homework assistance program. Training for skills training. All of these were under the Nevis Reformation Party. To empower the people.
Are you still holding that position?
My position is
I want you to do a Mark Brantley opposite, which is to retract what you said.
No, we can't.
No, you have to retract what you said.
Retract what?
The evidence is overwhelming, Tulu. That's why.
I know.
Tulu.
I know.
Unless you're going to retract what you said.
Retract what?
Tell him see you.
You have to tell me the part. You have to tell me the part to retract.
The part that says this thing here is not being viewed principally through NRP lines.
Through the lens of politics.
Me. I said this is how I look at it.
But I'm telling you to retract it because it's wrong.
The way that I look at it,
he's wrong.
It is being seen through the lens of politics, Tulu.
You can try to be idealistic as you want,
and as Christian
as you want, and as broad-based as you want.
Yeah, that's okay.
The logic, the fact on the ground is we and the NRP have been leading the charge. They see us.
We are the target,
and we have been defined as the
yes,
exactly.
NRP is the target,
and also, Kel, how have we led the charge? We have presented information. We have given detailed analysis of what is happening, so much so that now the radio stations outside of St. Kitts and Nevis are saying, look, this thing here sounds interesting. We never hear about this libertarian thing. We never hear about any country in the world giving up 1/6 of the land area to a development. Let us hear from the others. This here, make no mistake about it.
Let us end like this.
One thing. We want we land. We want we say. Everybody to that we go and hold on to that.
Boom, boom, boom.
Don't sell we birth right out. Leave it small, we don't know what we bout. Only 36 square miles, we stand proud. We not give away when we shouting out loud.
We want we land up.
For our descendants, we going hold on today. To keep out our coming.
Okay, we want, we learn. And so we are saying, join us on the 14th day of this month at Brown Hill Hard Court, 7 o'clock for the NRP rally. We're inviting all and sundry out, whether you are CCM, NRP, or independent, or whatever you are, all young in between. We must send a strong message on the forefront of the SSE, which is Brown Hill Village, up there in St. John's. We must be together. So see you 14th of November. If you don't come, you're in my bad books. All right? And don't call me back. And I don't want to be in a bad book. See you next week, Saturday, but see you on Thursday for Tell Me, and then back on Saturday, and again at the rally on Friday. So Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And oh, yes, sir. Monday, with your voice with NRP. Thursday, Tell Me. Friday, rally. Saturday, we can't want more than that. Lord of mercy. I thank all those again who've been making donations. I'll make sure that the proper persons receive and make sure we can keep our lights on. Bless you all. See you next week, Saturday. All right?